My name is Camille Lewis. I'm originally from the Bay Area, Tampa, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida. I moved to Miami roughly about 2007, 2008. I moved here alone, not knowing what I was getting myself into. And around 2014, that's when the Phoenix arose. That's where that was the birth of Camille. I started being honest with myself and knew that I indeed had a born behavior of identifying as my pronouns, she, her, her. I am now employed with Empower You Community Health Center, located in the heart of Liberty City, where I had the honor and the pleasure of starting the first transgender program in the 33147 area. In that 33147 area, that is the most impoverished area and the low income area, low education area with the high HIV and STD rate. So I had the pleasure of starting a program that is geared towards trans people in that area that can provide services on a sliding scale fee and regardless of your ability to pay. So I take honor in that, being able to do that. And for about 6.5, 7 years now, this September, I'll be celebrating my 7-year anniversary with the agency. What does it mean to be transgender? For me, for number one, what it means is being honest with yourself to be transgender. Because oftentimes, if you remember back in with our celebrities and our moguls that became honest with themselves very late in life, in their 40s and 50s, and you have some politicians in other states that came out and they transitioned very late in life. But there is no better time than when you do it, as long as you're honest with yourself. So for me to be trans, the definition of transgender is honesty, because you took the time to transform your mind, transform your thought process, and tell yourself, when I look in the mirror, I see she, her, hers, or vice versa. When I look in the mirror, I see he, him, his. And I feel as if I'm a Phyllis, or I feel like as if I'm a John. So in order for me, what does it mean to be transgender is to be honest with yourself. They're human. We're human. That's for one. We bleed, we love, we hunger, we thirst, we get sick, we heal, we get happy, we get sad, just like you, just like you. We're human. And people have this thing that we are these hidden gems, these hidden figures, and we're these mystical creatures. Yes, we're mystical creatures. Yes, we're creative, and yes, we are filled with life beyond your imagination, but we're human. Like, we're no better than Happy Jane that always come into the office and say, "Good morning." We're no greater and we're no less than her. We are her. She is me and I am her. So we're human. We want to love. It's just the fact that I love someone that may look like me.
Right.
I may want to feel that embrace of someone that shares my anatomy. Like, what makes me so different from you? It's just the only thing we're doing. We're loving out loud, just like you love a woman loves her husband for X amount of years, for richer, for poor, better or worse. We carry those same vows, and we carry those that same virtue and that same message when we're in a committed relationship. I'm in a relationship and I love him to death. I mean, he is a man, I am a woman. This is a man and woman relationship, We're lazy, and they think that the number one thing we know how to do is our only profession is prostitution. No, that is far from it. Like I always tell people, think about it. With the being honest piece, do you actually think when I became honest with myself, and when I was a little girl playing in my room, when I was playing with my sister's Barbies, I said, when I get grown, I'm gonna be a prostitute. I didn't even know what a prostitute was. Only thing I knew, I had a connection with this Barbie doll that I'm playing with, and it made me feel like the world was rainbows and cherries and strawberries. So, that was the farthest thing from my mind, that when I live my truth, I want to be a prostitute. I wanted to be a woman that probably was an attorney or a teacher. Only thing I know, I had a scope of a woman, a tall, dark-skinned woman that was one of the first Black nurses in an integrated hospital, and I love her to death, and I speak her name in this Women's History Month. My grandmother, and then my mother's, that was my father's mother, and then my mother's mother, who was a housekeeper in the daytime, a bartender, and a bartender, and she sewed clothes, and she did hair. So I have a hustler's mentality just off the strip, and I speak her name, and I introduce their spirits into this conversation. So those were the scopes that I wanted to be like when I became honest with myself, because like I said, I had a born behavior. So that's why I tell people, think about it. Who wants to be a drug addict? Who wants to say, well, while they're playing in the park with their friends, when I become old, I'm gonna smoke all the crack in the world? Who wants? When we were younger, we thought we could be astronauts. We thought we could be Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan and Janet Jackson. That's who we wanted to be when they said, what do you want to be when you grow up? So it wasn't I didn't say a prostitute, a sex worker. No, though desperate times call for desperate measures. And some of us get trapped in that life, and some of us rise to the occasion. So that's one myth I want to clear up, that we're beyond sex workers. We're beyond disease ridden. Some of us, I'm going to speak for the whole community. The entire community of trans individuals have the need to be better, and they have the know to do better. It's just that we need our cisgender brothers and sisters and other people alike to reach out their hand and pull us up. Don't be a bystander, be an upstander. And simply being an upstander is basically, you can be an upstander in a multitude of ways. But to answer your question is always keeping people that you may know of trans experience relevant and in conversation. You may work at a grocery store. It's a job opening. Hold on, boss. Let me call my girl. Let me call my guy. Let me see if he wanna. That's being an ally, that's being a friend, keeping them abreast to things. If you hear negative conversations about people of the trans experience, dispelling the conversation, being able and being willing to interject yourself in that conversation and be like, no, I don't know. Where you got that data from? Where you got those facts from? Being able to interject yourself in conversations, and even it being more so, don't be their friend when they're in your presence. You have to be their friend when they're not in your presence. Oftentimes people they want to reword the fact that they support and the person is in the room, or they want to tell the story of what was shared to you by the person and the person is in the room. Or like I said, or even if that person is speaking their truth and they're in the room, that's probably about the only time you should be silent. That's when, we all have that facilitation rule, step up, step back. That's when you should just step back and let the person be their own storyteller of their story, because can't nobody tell my story better than me. Because there's pieces in my story that I can tell you that I can tell the community that I didn't tell you. So we all have a story. Whether it was I woke up and went to the grocery store and I bought milk. No one can tell it like you tell that you woke up this morning and you went to the store and bought milk. So, again, my opinion. When the person is in the room and they're doing pretty good with handling themselves, and they're doing it with dignity, class, and grace, And that's probably about it. But like I say, don't go far. It's good to feel your body heat on our shoulder to let us know that we have your support. Cis women think we want to be them or in competition with them. No. Okay. We simply want to be the girl that's in the beauty supply store, in the salon chair, in the spa chair, right next to you. We are in no way, shape, form want to be you or are we in competition with you, because we have drawn our own scope and we have illustrated and we have authored our own story of how we want to live as our own woman. Yes, you have cisgender women have some traits and some characteristics that I could borrow the recipe of, but being you, no. Like I shared with you earlier, I have two women that I pull pages from their book, but I guarantee you, if they was here and I would say, Mama, I want to be just like you, they'll say, no, baby, I want you to be better than me. So even my role models would tell me be better. They're not saying be just like me. They want me to excel and exceed beyond what they've done. So my thing is that's one of the that's the major challenge that, you know, we hear that you want to be a girl, you want to be just like me, you want what I got. All that. No, that's far from it, darling. No. No. I just want to I don't even want to be your sis. And you know, and you know, if this is an open and honest conversation with me, and I'm gonna throw my no shade. I don't even have to be your sis. I just want to be respected as Camille or Miss Lewis. I'm not Miss Fang. I'm not, yes, honey. I'm not that.
You just want to be you.
Want to be me, and you're at the nail booth to my left or to my right, and I'm here getting my nails done. You getting your nails done. You have your damn pamper. I'm having my damn pamper, and we bid each other glad tidings and a wonderful, beautiful Sunday or a Saturday, and we go our separate ways. People of trans experience that live with HIV. I think the stakes are a bit higher because let's talk about matters of the heart. So not only do I have to share on my time when I feel that it's safe, cardinal rule 1, my time when I feel that it's safe, or when the individual feel that it's safe to disclose that they are of trans experience. Not only do I have to share that information, now, if it begins to progress to more physical, I now have to share that I'm a person that lives with HIV. Now, it's already like rocks in your mouth to get that out, that you are someone of trans experience. You know, it's already hard to get those words up and out. So now I have to share these other parts with you about me. Some people have made peace and they're living their best life because, you know, let's talk about it. Science and medicine has progressed tremendously to now where we've gone from a 40-pill cocktail to 1 pill a day, living your best life, continuing, not just now, but continuing to live your best life. So not only it's no longer a death sentence, but to some people that's on the receiving end of that information, it's like, whoa, you just slapped me with this, and I just, you know, I'm okay with that now. Now you're telling me this. So sometimes it's a little hard because now I have to face the risk of being ostracized by someone that I was interested in. You know, even in circles, you know, friendships, you know, people may think of, I just dealt with the fact that you're trans. Now you're telling me this. So, you know, it's a matter of, you know, of being ostracized, because it's like we feel as if we're putting if it's not one thing, it's another. And now we're just this friend with all of these complications and all of this baggage. And we're not. We're not people. We're not people with baggage. We're people that's living and that's willing to bear our baggage, whether it be beyond HIV, whether it be matters of the heart, whether it be unemployment. I should be worried about you, my dear friend, that try to pack all your baggage in a small closet. Can we be honest? I don't deal with that well. I can take on all of the national holidays when it comes to like delivering some sort of initiative at work, but TDOR, Transgender Remembrance, it knocks me off my feet because um, the age range. I am a 34-year-old woman. And when I look at, and see, I always tell people I don't count myself out, I count myself in because I can easily just walk to my mailbox or walk in the parking lot of my job and that could be it, you know? And I'm also someone that does not bite my tongue, but I know time and place. And I do pick my battles well, but I'm also someone that is very boisterous that you stepped on my toe. So are we going to get an apology? You know, moving forward, you know, I want some what's next and some moving forward out of the situation. So I think that's why I hold to my relationship with my boyfriend so tight because it is some we've gotten over all the formalities. Like, you know everything. I know everything about you. You know everything about me. Let that be that. But and I hold on to any relationship tight because you're my camp, and you know I feel safe around. But that day of recognition, I don't take that well because I don't count myself out. I put myself in that number because I am Black. I am in my 30s. I am a person of trans experience. If that does not describe me, I don't know what does. So, you know, it could be from here to Alabama. That's still my back door. You know, it's just the fact that it was another street over, you know. So I don't, that holiday always sends, it lays me out. It takes me for a loop. I don't, you know, and respectfully, I have coworkers that can put that initiative together because I can't even begin to think about how to recognize that day because only thing I just want to do is just cry. That's the only thing I can do because it's a reality check. There's no reason to use the dead name at all. And there is no reason um I'm on the fence. I'm a 50-50 about making note that the person was transgender. I think if it's applicable to the story, okay. But if it's just you're speaking their name or you are highlighting the fact that maybe she got killed in a car accident or he or she got killed in a car accident, it's not necessary that you go to the far to say a 35-year transgender woman was about a car accident. Really, you have to go that deep and then you highlight their dead name. Then you say a 35 transgender woman, uh, Edward, but it's often but it's called Keisha. Like that was too much. That was too much. So speaking to journalists, if the information is applicable to the story, but sometimes it's just best to be Keisha, 35-year-old Keisha, killed in a car accident. Her family will speak her name. Her family will tell her story if her story needs to be told. But if you're covering a simple story, 35-year-old Keisha, you know? So I think journalists sometimes do the most. And again, that's where it comes with being an upstander because we have influence as a friend and a family, you know, the news media, they want the story. They want to show the story. And they've, I would, hey, I think you're doing a little bit too much when you know, can we kind of change that narrative about that person? Because that, and I really feel that journalists will hear that and be like, okay, well, respect. But they have to hear it. But if you just tell them to run the story, let them run their mouth, guess what they're going to do? They're going to continue to do it.
Right.
They're going to continue to do it. That's my only plight with journalists, how they just give all of this unnecessary information at that time, and they keep dwelling on the fact that they're transgender and that their name was, but they now is. That was then, but my name is. Please don't discredit my name, because my name is this. And if I happen to be of the privilege where my name is changed on my credentials, oh yeah, no. You won't bring up that other name. No. That's a no. All bets are off. All bets are off. Respect me. Again, in order to get respect, you have to give respect. Survival tip last year, early on in conversations when we were flooded with Zoom lives and stuff like that, I was like, now is not the time to be making political stance and saying I am who I am. If you have a roof over your head, stay there, stay safe, and fake it till you make it. Now that we have some headway, I can proudly change my story from then to now and say, if you're questioning your identity, you have to have a long, hard conversation of truth, of transformative truth with yourself, and really dissect what it is that you see in the mirror. Your eyes aren't fooling you. Now you have to connect your eyes with your brain, and then connect your brain with your heart, so you can be able to align everything up together and be honest with yourself, and be as blatantly honest with yourself, because we all are our worst critics. I changed like 5 times for this interview because I just, because I'm my worst critic, because I had to connect this with this with this in order for me to be able to execute in confidence. So I just say, have a long, hard conversation with yourself. Then, like, if you have a support system, bring that conversation to your support system. But keep your mind open, keep your thoughts at the forefront. Don't even allow your close circle to sway your opinion. Keep your thoughts at the forefront, and know that this is a lifestyle change, or whatever you decide to do for you. You have to walk in that lifestyle. You have to walk in those shoes. They don't. They're very supportive. Thank you. I hear you out. But I have to do what's best for me. So have a long, hard conversation with yourself. Take your time. Weigh your pros and cons. Do you a SWOT analysis sheet, front and back. Reasons why I should. Do all of what you have to do. If you have to hunker down and just block out the world, do whatever it takes to get your thought process in order and be honest with yourself. And then, I guarantee you this and this and this is not lying to you. By Orient Energy, off rip. And again, what I introduced in my presentation, in agencies or places that are competent, some of them may introduce themselves as, hi, my name is Brittany and my pronouns are she, her, hers, and you may say, for the sake of you're in a medical setting, oh, my name is David. Oh yeah, okay, that's on your driver's license, but obviously I'm not looking at a David. Tone and delivery. That just shows me that you're competent, and I'm not a David. So now, okay, your name is Chelsea. So I'm going to put Chelsea. I have to put this in the computer, in our system, but I'll let everybody know in the system that your preferred name is Chelsea. And we'll be seeing you, Miss Chelsea, or Miss Chelsea Wills, or whatever. That lets you know from the door The door, once you put your hand on the doorknob sets the tone. And that lets you know you pretty much don't have to go deep into the building to know if an agent to a place is competent enough to service you. And you have the right to, if you feel as if as a consumer, you have that right. If you feel that they're not as competent enough, pack your bags and leave and find somewhere that works for you. Even at restaurants, you'll know if that McDonald's is for you, ma'am. If they constantly saying, sir, don't order your food there. You could be as hungry as ever. Okay, look, because you dropping too many stir bombs, and before I do something stupid in here, I'm just gonna go to the McDonald's down the street. You don't have to put up a fuss and endure that because you wanted a chicken nugget. Go to another. Go to another. You know, it's sometimes we have to create our own or in our own fate and pick our own battles. Sometimes, you know, if you know that you're just too ignorant and you just don't want to get it, let me just move on. And it's just that simple. And you find yourself enjoying your nuggets in peace because you simply moved on. Google, or even if you know someone that is of trans experience, sit down and say, hey, I know that we may have been friends for X amount of years, but tell me about you. Tell me more. How can I be a better friend? And, you know, let me know what question, just like you approach that question, let me know if these are questions that are off guard, like that are off limits, or, you know, help me, help you, help us. Simply Google, or if you know someone that is of trans experience, just simply ask for a question. Ask them, we get to know each other better, share things across the table that they may not know about you, and develop a dialogue. You'll be amazed at what you can find out with intention, with soft and good intentions. You'll be amazed at what you can find out about your brother and your sister. So, you know, conversations like this say, okay, now I get it, or I never thought about it like that. So it gives a different light and perspective from someone else. It's very important for the last question that you just asked. How can we understand trans people better? Because it highlights things. It gives it gives the okay. That is the day to, like we said, Christmas is okay to give a lavish gift or whatever. This is the okay to pick up your phone and Google or read some literature or find out, because it's just what the name visibility, shed some light on people, on the community, on globally, about trans people, and they'll find out that, what's my favorite word? They're human. They're human. They're people. They're simple, just like me and you. You know, they're simple as 1, 2, 3. You know, they're educated, they're in school, they're graduates, they're professionals, you know. Just give some visibility, some positive visibility, because, you know, before you know it, it'll be November and we'll be in a somber mood all over again. But right now, it's the opportunity to uplift and get educated and see things from a different lens besides an editorial or obituary, a candlelight vigil. Use this opportunity to be educated about the community, and you'll find out that there is some powerful men and some dudes and dudettes out there, some men and women that just so happen to be transgender. You know, myself being one of them. Let me stop. You can get in contact with me via social media, my name, or on our Transluminati page. That is a hyperlink on our agency website, which is www.euchc.org. That